Welcome to lesson 121. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. This is the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. I am Judith and you're at the Lucid Mind Center. This is probably one of the most important lessons for me in the whole Course in Miracles. It is the key to forgiveness, and it gives a guide of how to forgive, how to picture this person which you have got difficulties to forgive. And we're going to do a very nice Qigong class exactly using this visualization as the course is suggesting. We are first going to read the lesson together and we're going to contemplate it together. And at the end, I'm going to guide you to a Qigong class, which is specially designed for this particular lesson. We're going to start though with aligning ourselves with our holy self, remembering who and what we are in this human experience. And then we are going to read the lesson together and contemplate it together. And at the end, I'm going to guide you to a very special Qigong class, which I have recorded specifically for this particular lesson. This is one of my favorite lessons. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to my channel so more Course in Miracles students can find me. Let me know where you're watching from and how long you have been with the Course in Miracles. I also want to know all your thoughts and ideas and doubts and what comes to your mind. Write it down in comments. I read every single comment and I do answer them. When I record the lessons, I actually answer your question after I've been contemplating your question and let myself be inspired by my higher self, if you will, by my inspiration from out there, beyond this physical body. Let's align with our holy self. Come and stand in the Wuji posture. Put your feet shoulder width apart. Put a smile on your face. Relax into the Wuji posture. Lower your coccyx bone. Remember the central channel. If you're the first time doing Qigong with me, I suggest you watch how Qigong can help you, A Course in Miracles students. The links are in the description below. Inhale through your nose. Help yourself with the hands. And exhale through the mouth. Imagine you're letting go everything which is hurting you or which is disturbing you, any kind of grief, you're letting go into the earth. And again, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. Very good. And then remember the central channel, which is coming in through the crown of your head, going all the way through your body and coming out of the perineum. Grow the roots into the earth, open up the articulation, and we are just going to stabilize that central channel, that connection of yin and yang through our body. Inhale, connect to the heavenly force and bring that heavenly force, the awareness of your heavenly force, into that space which your body is occupying. Exhaling, remembering that this body belongs to Mother Earth and that you are divine. You're a divine expression. You're the holiest child of God here. And last one, connect to the yin energy, to the mother energy, to the physical energy, yin. Inhale, the Mother Earth, the confidence of the earth, and now bring the light through the central channel, illuminating your mind, remembering who you truly are. Perfect. And now in this particular alignment, we're going to start reading our lesson. Lesson 121. Here is the answer to your search for peace. Here is the key to meaning in a world which seems to make no sense at all. Here is the way to safety in apparent dangers which appear to threaten you at every turn and bring uncertainty to all your hopes of ever finding quietness and peace. Here are all questions answered. Here the end of all uncertainty ensured at last. The unforgiving mind is full of fear and offers love no room to be itself, no place where it can spread its wings in peace and soar above the turmoil of the world. The unforgiving mind is sad without the hope of respite and release from pain. It suffers and abides in misery, peering about in darkness, seeing not, yet certain of the danger lurking there in the darkness. The unforgiving mind is torn with doubt, confused about itself and all it sees, afraid and angry, weak and blustering, afraid to go ahead, afraid to stay, afraid to waken or to go to sleep, afraid of every sound, yet more afraid of stillness, terrified of darkness, yet more terrified at the approach of light. What can the unforgiving mind perceive but its damnation? What can it behold except the proof that all its sins are real? The unforgiving mind sees no mistakes, but only sins. It looks upon the world with sightless eyes and shrieks as it beholds its own projections rising to attack its miserable parody of life. It wants to live, yet wishes it were dead. It wants forgiveness, yet it sees no hope. It wants escape, yet can conceive of none because it sees the sinful everywhere. And we have all done that more or less in our lives. Sometimes when we have a bad day, everything is gray and gray. Everybody has a fault in it. Everything has a fault in it. Nothing can be right for us. This is that ego, unforgiving mind, which is just miserable and you can't see a way out of it. Nothing. You don't know if you want to sit or stand or sleep or not sleep. You are completely confused. I have experienced it so many times. The unforgiving mind is in despair without the prospect of a future which can offer anything but more despair. Yet it regards its judgment of the world as irreversible and does not see it has condemned itself to this despair. It thinks it cannot change, for what it sees bears witness that its judgment is correct. It does not ask because it thinks it knows. It does not question, certain it is right. Forgiveness is acquired. It means it's learned. It is not inherent in a mind which cannot sin. As sin was an idea you taught yourself. Forgiveness must be learned by you as well, but from a teacher other than yourself, the teacher with a capital T, who represents the other self in you with a capital S. Through him with a capital H, you learn how to forgive the self you think you made and let it disappear. Thus you return your mind as one to him who is yourself and who can never sin. Each unforgiving mind presents you with an opportunity to teach your own how to forgive yourself. So each unforgiving mind, each mind you see out there who is unforgiving, and usually they are 80% of the people around you, they are teaching you where you say, no, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to live this way because I know how it is. I don't want to be that way. So each unforgiving mind presents you with an opportunity to teach your own mind how to forgive itself. Each one awaits release from hell through you and turns to you imploringly for heaven here and now, because heaven is here and now already. We just have to change our mind of how we are looking at this world. And this particular lesson is very effective at forgiveness and very, very effective at learning how to look at people who are offending you, how to look at them differently. It has no hope, but you become its hope. So that in unforgiving mind has no hope, but you become its hope. And as its hope, do you become your own hope. The unforgiving mind must learn through your forgiveness that it has been saved from hell. And as you teach salvation, you will learn salvation. Yet all your teaching and all you're learning will be not of you, but of the teacher who was given you to show the way to you. The teacher who is within you. This is your holy self. This is your higher self. This is your Christ within you. What we often do wrong is we put the Christ and God and the Holy Self all outside of you. But none of this is actually outside of you. All of it is within you. And when we are doing Qigong, we are bringing the awareness back into our depth. It's not that you are bringing the light within. The light is within you already. And the peace and the joy and the love is already within you. The Christ consciousness is within you. Jesus, if you like to call the Christ consciousness Jesus, then you have to understand that Jesus is already within you. God is already within you. What we are doing when we are bringing down the awareness into the depth of ourselves is that we are bringing our awareness back, not the actual thing. We are just becoming aware that it's here already, that you are in this love and peace and God and Christ consciousness. You are already in it. And don't expect it to look the way you think it needs to look. There is no light. It doesn't have to look like the light which you see me and now in my room is lit up so you can see me through the camera. This is not the light we are talking about. We are talking the joy and peace you've experienced in some moments in time, and you just want to extend those moments of peace and joy and happiness by forgiving others. And as you're forgiving others, others become grateful to you. So you are lighting up the light within them. So let me repeat this from the beginning in this paragraph. Yet all your teaching and your learning will be not of you, but of the teacher who was given you to show the way to you. Today we practice learning to forgive. Let me repeat this. Today we practice learning to forgive. If you are willing, you can learn today to take the key to happiness and use it on your own behalf. We will devote 10 minutes in the morning and at night, another 10, to learning how to give forgiveness and receive forgiveness too. The unforgiving mind does not believe that giving and receiving are the same. Yet we will try to learn today that they are one through practicing forgiving towards one whom you think of as an enemy and one whom you consider as a friend. And I'm going to teach you today how to do this with Qigong. And as you learn to see them both as one, we will extend the lesson to ourselves and see that their escape included ours. Because the one we need to forgive more than anybody else in this world is ourselves. We are usually measuring much harder on our own selves than we are with everybody else. We are usually much harder on ourselves. So while you learn to forgive the others, first somebody who is your enemy, then somebody who is your friend, and through that you learn how to forgive yourself. Begin the longer practice periods by thinking of someone you do not like, who seems to irritate you or to cause regret in you if you should meet him. One you actively despise or merely try to overlook. It could be somebody who you're just trying to overlook because it scares you, what he represents. It does not matter what the form your anger takes. You probably have chosen him already in your mind. That person you have in your mind, he will do, or she. Now close your eyes and see him in your mind and look at him a while. Try to perceive some light in him, somewhere, a little gleam which you had never noticed. Try to find some light spark of brightness shining through the ugly picture which you hold of him. Look at this picture until you see a light somewhere within it, and then try to let this light extend until it covers him and makes the picture beautiful and good. Look at this changed perception for a while and turn your mind to one you call your friend. Try to transfer the light you learned to see around your former enemy to him, to this friend of yours. Perceive him now as more than friend to you, for in that light his holiness shows you your Savior, saved and saving, healed and whole. Then let him offer you the light you see in him, and let your enemy and friend unite in blessing you. And let your enemy and friend, with a capital F, unite in blessing you with what you gave. Now are you one with them, and they with you. Now have you been forgiven by yourself, which is the most important one of all. Let me repeat this. Now are you one with them, and they with you. Now have you been forgiven by yourself. Do not forget throughout the day the role forgiveness plays in bringing happiness to every unforgiving mind, with yours among them, with yours among the unforgiving minds. Every hour, tell yourself, every hour, and write this down. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. I will awaken from the dream that I am mortal, fallible, and full of sin, and know I am the perfect Son of God. I suggest you write those 4 lines here, which I have just said to you, down on a piece of paper, and we're going to use them today, and we're going to use them in our review session as well. So you're going to use them twice, and when you have got a set of all those pieces of paper, when you repeat the lesson again, you can use them again in your meditation. The Course in Miracles is suggesting on a consistent basis that we have to sink deep within us. We have to go deep within to understand our true self, to understand who we truly are. And from within this depth, you want to forgive. And from within this depth, we're going to apply that lesson. So here is the lesson which I have recorded specifically for forgiveness, the forgiveness practice as we are being taught by A Course in Miracles. Here you have got other Qigong classes which you can choose from if you prefer. And here you have got the list of all the Course in Miracles lessons. Let me know how this goes for you.